分と楽しんだようだね。
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most controversial anime that had people grabbing their pitchforks.
I'm so sorry I didn't share any of my liverwurst with you. The invasion was going so well I forgot about feeding my sticky friend.
Number 10, Sumasho. This one couldn't even get a trailer out without causing all kinds of fuss.
ただいま。
君どこか他の家と間違えてない。
間違えてないわよ。ここは私の家。私は新島孝恵。あんたの妻。
To be fair though, the premise is enough to raise more than a few eyebrows. It's your classic tale of grief. Keisuke is a good-natured family man whose life is turned upside down by the death of his wife. Only in Sumasho, she gets reincarnated in the body of a 10-year-old. You can probably guess why people were concerned.
やめなさい。事案になるわよ。
While the final product is actually more heartfelt than problematic, looks are extremely deceiving, especially when it comes to first impressions, so many didn't even give Sumasho a chance.
ちょっと何勝手に撮ってんのよ。
もう待ち受けにしようかなと。
あんたね、もし会社の人とかに見られたらなんて答えるつもり？
もちろん妻です。
バカなの。即通報されるわよ。消しなさい。
Number 9, Oreimo. For most normal, well-adjusted individuals, discovering your little sister likes Big Brother smut would be enough to hide away in your room and never come out.
兄弟で恋人やってるそうですね。
Kyosuke, on the other hand, doesn't just accept Kirino's extracurricular activities, he helps bring them to life. Oreimo fully commits to its taboo romance without a shred of shame, subtlety, or asterisks. Yes, they're blood-related. Yes, they know it's wrong. And yes, it doesn't stop them.
私さ、あんたの妹でよかった。
Naturally, Oreimo drew the ire of a lot of viewers. But when your entire show revolves around siblings catching feelings, what else would you expect?
聞き捨てならないことを言うのね、あなた。
Number 8, Goblin Slayer. In what may be a world record, the very first scene of the very first episode of the very first season of Goblin Slayer already had folks up in arms. On paper, there's nothing wrong with establishing the namesake monsters as genuine threats. The issue is that Goblin Slayer did so through aggressive and over-the-top sexual violence. It crossed more than a few lines and had many first-time watchers swearing it off for good.
クソくらえだ。
That was probably for the best, since Goblin Slayer has a bad habit of getting its point across with gratuitous violence, much to the chagrin of its remaining viewers. Number 7, Rent a Girlfriend. On principle, the idea of a horned-up college guy literally renting a human being is a bit of a tough sell.
私、更しなるかは宣誓します。お二人の関係並びに水原千鶴さんのご職業については今後一切口外しないと。和也くんが私と付き合ってくれるなら。
Add in some very spicy bedroom scenes, and you have a recipe for all kinds of online drama. Rather than an untraditional meet-cute, some felt Rent a Girlfriend came off as a weird sexual fantasy. And as Kaz's after-school escapades intensified, so did the viewers' criticism, especially when more girls joined the ever-growing repertoire of scantily clad partners. Even though Rent a Girlfriend explores themes of genuine connection in an online world, the questionable setup was simply too much for some watchers to swallow.
困るわ。勝手なことされちゃう。
Number 6, Hetalia, Axis Powers.
And since I'm the only country who seems to know how to run a meeting, we'll follow my rules from here on out. 8 minutes each for speeches, no chit-chatting or side deals, and absolutely no going over the time limit. Now, if you want to go, make sure you're prepared and raise your hand, but do so in a way that does not mock heinous salutes of my country's past.
There's parody, there's satire, and then there's whatever the hell Hetalia Axis Powers is. It tries to recontextualize classic historical events with humor, but majorly falls on its face due to one irrevocable mistake: the characters are countries. Or maybe it's more accurate to say the characters are walking, talking stereotypes meant to represent countries. There's America, Germany, Japan, Korea, and over 60 more.
Konnichiwa, I am Japan. I enjoy sensing the mood and refraining from speaking.
Some of the portrayals of these nations have ruffled a few feathers, but most of all, it's kind of hard to ignore the fact that this is about the Axis powers. For a show with episodes that are only about 5 minutes long, causing that kind of hubbub is honestly impressive. Number 5. Gushing over magical girls.
この衣装はよく似合ってるね。いや、でも恥ずかしいと言いますか、魔法少女っぽくないと言いますか。それはそうさ、当然だろ。だって君の選ばれし力っていうのは悪の組織の女幹部の力だよ。
Taking the magical girl trope to new ridiculous depths, this show does in fact feature a lot of gushing over magical girls. It's just the R-rated kind. Using her newfound witch powers, Utena Hiragi lives out her scandalous fantasies on 3 glittery heroes who protect their town, subjecting them to all kinds of strange and downright uncomfortable fetishes.
お尻出してもらえますか?
A large swath of people who tuned in found Gushing's content way too out there for a mainstream anime. But as if that wasn't bad enough, all of Utena's poor victims are underage. Given all of that, gushing over magical girls has found itself on the receiving end of a lot of complaints online.
また楽しいことしましょうね。
Number 4. Redo of Healer.
フレアよ、俺の匂いをもっと染み込ませてやろう。
Revenge tales can be empowering and gripping in the right hands. In the wrong ones, they end up like Redo of Healer. In his quest for vengeance, main character Kiaru goes so far, the show becomes difficult to watch for some at points.
体を重ねたら思い出すかもしれない。いつものようにおねだりしてごらん。
Mostly because the violence is the whole show. The time-traveling story is just an excuse to depict some of the most messed up scenes ever animated. Fans took issue with its unhinged content as early as the first episode.
何かすごく悪いこと考えてませんか、キアルガ様。
But little did they know, it only gets worse and worse from there. There's not a lot of people who can handle Redo of Healer. Number 3. Kodomo no Jikan.
私の夢は先生のお嫁さんになることです。
In this banned manga, a 3rd grade classroom becomes a standoff of carnal desire when the young Rin develops an aggressive crush on her teacher. Aoki doesn't do very much to shut her down, if you catch our drift. Later, when the unnerving story became an anime, Japanese broadcasters had some major audience pushback to contend with.
まったく、憎たらしいやら可愛いやら。
Overseas watchers can forget about the anime. The backlash was so severe, even the manga struggled to get published outside of Japan. It seems Rin and Aoki's relationship has ticked off just about every single potential viewer imaginable.
だから3年生相手にセクハラなんて考えすぎですよ。
Number 2. Pokemon.
Jinx, the human-shaped Pokemon. This Pokemon has some very unusual powers.
Despite the brand's commitment to remaining family-friendly, Ash Ketchum's journey hasn't been all gym badges and sunshine. PETA and other animal rights advocates were there day one berating the series for its emphasis on battling. To make matters worse, Pokemon has also occasionally struggled with cultural sensitivities, such as its original depiction of Jinx or the time Ash put on blackface to blend in with some Persimmon. Then there's the whole Porygon debacle, and Brock's inability to take no for an answer when a pretty girl's involved. No matter who you are, Pokemon has probably done something to make you mad at one point or another. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Midori, the girl in the freak show.
どっから来たのさ。名前なんてんだい？
There's a very strong reason it took almost 15 years for this movie to get a home release. No one wanted to expose more people to it than necessary. While the story of a young girl joining a circus sounds fine enough, Midori quickly shows its hand with a series of unsettling, gross, and full-on stomach-churning moments.
私、ワンダ正光と申します。どうぞよろしく。
Many felt the grotesque things done to the title character should never be portrayed on screen, let alone in a movie with such detailed imagery. Even now, Midori's relentless narrative has landed at the spot of the most contentious anime ever made.
緑、とっても可愛いよ。達者でな。
Do you think any of these controversies are overblown? What's the most scandalous anime series you've ever seen? Let us know in those comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.